Join me as I dive into the world of diseases and try to uncover what's actually the deadliest one on the planet. What you're about to learn might surprise you, and the history behind it will shock you even more. Diseases have been a constant threat to human health throughout history, causing immense suffering, debilitating economies, and claiming countless lives. The impact of these silent killers is undeniable, and it's essential we understand the severity of this threat to develop effective countermeasures. One of the significant challenges we face in combating diseases is the rapid rate at which they mutate and adapt, rendering existing treatments ineffective. The lack of access to quality healthcare in many parts of the world further exacerbates the issue, making it difficult to track and contain outbreaks. Moreover, the rise of antimicrobial resistance has made it even more challenging to develop new treatments, leaving us vulnerable to the whims of these deadly pathogens. When we think of deadly diseases, our minds often wander to the likes of malaria, which claims hundreds of thousands of lives every year, primarily in sub-Saharan Africa. Then there's heart disease, the #1 killer globally, responsible for a staggering 17.9 million deaths annually. And who can forget the recent COVID-19 virus, which brought the world to a standstill? But the deadliest disease might surprise you. It's tuberculosis, and here's why it's earned this infamous title. TB has killed over 1 billion people in the last 200 years, more than malaria, influenza, smallpox, HIV, AIDS, cholera, and plague combined. The disease was so common in the 1800s that it was romantically called consumption and influenced art, fashion, and literature. Famous victims included writers George Orwell and Franz Kafka, and composers Frédéric Chopin and Niccolò Paganini. Every day, over 4,100 people die from TB. In 2022, 10.6 million people fell ill with TB worldwide. A quarter of the world's population carries latent TB infection. In 2007, a TB patient known as personal injury lawyer Andrew Speaker made international headlines when he traveled across borders while infected with extensively drug-resistant TB, XDR-TB. What makes TB particularly lethal is its ability to survive in the air for several hours, hide dormant in the body for years, develop resistance to multiple drugs simultaneously, and attack not just the lungs but also the brain, spine, and kidneys. In 1967, in the village of Madras, now Chennai, India, a groundbreaking study proved that TB could be treated at home rather than in sanitariums. This discovery revolutionized TB treatment worldwide, but also revealed how deeply the disease was embedded in communities. The battle against TB faces several modern obstacles: drug-resistant strains that can cost up to $1 million per patient to treat, the TB-HIV co-epidemic, where one disease makes the other more deadly, poverty and lack of healthcare access in high-burden countries, and the stigma that prevents people from seeking treatment. Recent developments offer hope. New rapid diagnostic tests can detect TB in hours instead of weeks. Novel drug combinations are showing promise against resistant strains. A more effective vaccine is in final testing stages, and global initiatives are working to end TB by 2030. Understanding TB isn't just about statistics. It's about recognizing a threat that's been with us for millennia and continues to adapt and evolve. By learning about its impact, we can better support efforts to combat this deadly disease. So, what do you think about the world's deadliest disease? Were you surprised to learn about TB's impact? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're interested in exploring more fascinating topics about health and science, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay illuminated with Illuminating Bites.